I just got back from the grocery store and I am making hummus today. And for those of you, if you don't know what hummus is, it is ground up chickpeas, and there's tahini, garlic, and lemon juice added to it. And you can eat it with pita chips and stuff and it's a nice, delicious dip that's healthy as well. And so I have a lemon, because they say that fresh lemon juice is better than the bottle of lemon juice. And then I have garbanzo beans. And you know, you could use any kind of different kinds of beans. I mean, garbanzo beans is what you make hummus out of, but you can make a dip out of pinto beans or kidney beans or Great Northern, whatever. It's all good. Black beans. And so I got some. I'm gonna roast some asparagus too, show y'all how I make it really delicious, but that'll be for later. So I got 2 cans of chickpeas and tahini. This is garlic tahini. It was the only kind in the store, so I'll have to be careful about how much extra garlic I add to it. I don't want it to be too garlicky. So tahini, if for people who don't know, is it's made out of sesame seeds. It's like peanut butter, but sesame seed butter. And it tastes totally different than sesame seeds, but you have to stir it up when you get it and make sure that it's, and this sounds really liquidy, but we'll need a quarter cup of this. And then I just got some garnishes, some olives and roasted red peppers, so I can eat them with my hummus and be delicious. And so the first thing we will do is I will rinse my kidney beans, drain them and rinse them. I mean kidney beans, I'm sorry. Garbanzo beans. I'll rinse and drain my garbanzo beans, and we're gonna make this in the blender. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we'll drain the garbanzo beans. And so these come with a pop top. I got a new can opener that I really like, but we won't use it today, but it cuts the whole top off. It makes it like a lid that you can actually put back on. But let's see. The garbanzo beans. Whoa, this one. Okay. Uh-oh. It broke. All right, well, since this broke off, I do get to use my new can opener after all. So we just put it on. And now look, it don't even look like the can is open. Ta-da! I like that can opener, it's really neat. So drain the why do I keep calling them kidney beans? Drain the garbanzo beans, rinse them off. You don't really have to, you should drain them, but all this other stuff I do because there is so much, they add salt when you buy them when they come in a can. They have extra salt in them, and so it's best to rinse that salt out before making the recipe, because if you're going to add your own salt, you just don't want too much salt. And so I got my garbanzo beans rinsed and drained, and now we will put them in the blender. But wait, first, before we add the garbanzo beans to the blender, we will add the tahini and the lemon juice and blend it up a little bit. That makes it a little light and fluffy, and then you add the beans after that. So it's about, I'm gonna add about a quarter cup, more or less, just depends on what you like. This stuff, you really should taste it. It has a strong, strange taste to it. Some people like it, some people don't, but when it's in a recipe, it's a lot better than just eating it straight. I love sesame seeds, but this stuff is a little different. So let me just, I don't know, yeah, it needs to be stirred up. You can feel on the bottom it's solid. See how it looks? Ooh. And so make sure you stir it up real good before you use it, and every time you use it, because it'll settle, you know, just like that natural peanut butter. You have to stir it before. This is the same type of deal here. Okay, yeah, that looks better. Now you add the tahini, just whatever, you know, like I said, a quarter cup or so. And then we'll add we'll squeeze some lemon in there. Let me cut, I'd say just like the juice of half a lemon. That should work. Make sure there's no seeds in there. I have the lemon juice and the tahini in there. And so let me figure out how. Okay, manual blend. And okay. So now we got that. Let me add a little bit of garlic. So I like using this stuff. It's pre-cut and it's good. You can get this in roasted kind, or just regular minced garlic. They're both really good. Strong smell. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. Blend. Okay, and now we will add our garbanzo beans. I mean, you don't have to use 2 cans. I'm using 2 cans just to make enough of it. 1 can, you know, if you're just a single person and just trying to make a little bit of dip, 1 can will work just fine. So now let's see, pulse. And then you just drizzle some olive oil in there to help it get nice and smooth. Blend. I just gotta learn how to use this this blender. It's neat because it does a lot of different things, but sometimes it might do things that I don't want it to do. A little bit more olive oil. And now after you blend it, and it's still not, you don't want to add too much oil, you don't want to add too much fat to the recipe, and so now you add water. You just add as much until it gets a nice creamy consistency. I don't really know the exact measurement of how much to add. I'll just add a little bit at a time until it gets the right consistency. Just gotta be careful because you don't want to add too much and ruin it. I guess if you're worried about adding too much, you can hold out some garbanzo beans and then you can add them later as, you know, a buffer. That should be enough right there. So I don't want to add any more than that. Let me stir that. Yeah, that's getting to be a good texture, good consistency. All right, and there you have it. There is some delicious creamy hummus. We will put that in a bowl and we will garnish it with some roasted bell peppers, and we can eat it with some olives. So delicious. I'll put it in a bowl with the lid. I'll put it in the refrigerator. I prefer it cold. So we'll just scrape this out and then I'll show you how to make some pita chips to go with it. I learned this yesterday with my Ninja Foodie. All right, and there we have it. Now let me show you how to make some of those pita toasts to eat it with. Okay, and now these are so simple to make. You just get regular tortillas. And I know when you fry them, they make like tortilla chips. But yesterday I made some just to see what would happen, and I cooked them in here, and they were just like pita bread. Really good. So what we'll do is we'll turn this to air crisp, and it's automatically set for 390, and so that's what I'll leave it on, and it only took 5 minutes. So make this down to 5 and hit start. Make sure my fans were in there. Okay, so now it's heating up, and while it's heating up, I will just cut these into quarters. All right, and this is how many we'll make. So as soon as this is ready, it'll say add food. I will add these in, and we'll cook them 5 minutes, and it'll be ready, and we can try out that hummus. All right, so now it says add food. So I will try to be as quick as possible with adding these so we don't lose heat. And now it's going to count down. 5 minutes from now, we will have pita. I mean, it's not really pita because it's not made of the same kind of bread, but it tastes just like it. Hopefully these will turn out the same. I mean, I'm guessing they'll turn out the same as yesterday when I made them. Who knows what will appear out of there. Some tortilla chips this time. Not. We'll see. All right, they just finished. Let's see what they look like. Please don't be burned. They're a little brown, maybe 4 minutes might work. But look at that. And listen. Ouch. They're too hot to listen to right now. Yeah. And there is the chips. And they look and taste just like pita. They are not like tortillas. They have like a bread-like consistency, but they are still really delicious. And they have the hardness that you could dip it in the hummus and not tear it up. So you know what I've been waiting for is to taste some of that hummus. Sometimes you can add different seasonings to this as well. You can add cumin, that adds a good flavoring, salt and pepper, but you could just taste the first one and go from there on what you want to stir in. Yeah, it's good, but it's a little bland. So I would add some salt, pepper, probably, maybe even a little more lemon juice. You don't have to put it back in the blender to do any of that. You could just stir in whatever you want. And also these roasted red peppers, you can actually add them to it when it's in the blender, and it will add that flavor to it as well. So yeah, this is really tasty, and the consistency is so nice and light and fluffy. It's really delicious. All right, and now we will make one more thing before we go. I want to show you a great way that I love to make asparagus. I mean, I love asparagus. I could eat it just all the time. Sometimes at Sam's, they have a big giant bunch of it. I'll cook it and I'll just eat them all at one time. Like I know that's probably not good for you, even though it's a vegetable, but it's good. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these first, and also I like to cut off the last bit because sometimes it can get a little stringy and hard, like woody, and so it's not something you want to eat. So I cut off about the last 2 inches of the asparagus, and then you can just, when you're eating them, you just eat the whole thing and not have to worry about having any strings or pieces, inedible pieces on your plate. So let me rinse these real quick and I'll get right back with you. All right, so I just rinsed the asparagus, and now we will go ahead and cut off about, I mean, this is small asparagus, and so it's probably a lot more tender, so more of this probably would be edible, but just to stay on the safe side, I would just go ahead and cut it off. So just about like that, you cut it off. And now we will put this in the tray of the Ninja. So I just, oh yeah, you know what, I better start preheating this. So a normal time I would bake this for 350 degrees. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, put it on bake at 350, just because I don't think asparagus need to be air crisps, and there's all these other settings too. And I don't know exactly how long it's going to take to cook. So I'm gonna put it on for 12 minutes. And after that, I'll check it and see how it is. And if it needs more time, then I'll just turn it back on. So let me start. So it's preheating. And now what I do with the asparagus is hopefully, because I usually like to put it on a pan in the oven, and I put them all on one flat, so none of them are basically none of them are touching each other, so they get cooked all the way around. But because I'm gonna try to cook it in this Ninja to see how it turns out, they kind of got to be on top of each other just because the tray's not big enough. So we'll use that, and I'll put drizzle some olive oil on it and sprinkle some salt and pepper on it. It is already ready, so we need to get this in the oven. And I know this is going to leak out the bottom, but that's okay. So put some on and kind of mix it around so that they all get olive oil on them. And then we'll add some pepper. Sprinkle some pepper on it and some salt. Mix it up a little bit more, make sure they all get good and coated. And now we will put this in the cooker. So now it's counting down. We got 11.5 minutes, and we will have some delicious asparagus. And and with the hummus, when I was looking for the salt and pepper in the cabinet, I remembered this is smoked Spanish paprika, and you should add some of this to your hummus. It makes it really good. I forgot about that when I was cooking it, but yeah, add a little bit of that and it'll make it delicious. So give it 11 more minutes and we'll see how those asparagus turn out. All right, so it's not time yet, but it is time because they are done. Woo, yeah, those look good. So we had 2 minutes left, so I guess 10 minutes would be the best time to do it for. So there is the asparagus. Can you hear them sizzling? Oh, those look so good. Whoa. Okay, off. Stop. And, okay. Yeah. So that looks delicious. I'm going to eat them right now. I'll burn myself up. Okay. So that's it. All right, we got our hummus and our pita chips. We got our roasted asparagus. I can't wait to sit down and have a delicious lunch. So I hope you all, hope this was helpful in some way. I really appreciate you all watching. And remember, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And most importantly, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.